In Washington, tens of thousands of people crowded the National Mall yesterday to remember the historic 1963 march. Leading the commemoration, America's first black president. Jeff Pegues is at the Lincoln Memorial where the celebration took place. Jeff, good morning.
Good morning, Anthony. His words belong to the ages. That's what President Obama said about Dr. King here yesterday on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, 50 years after the civil rights leader's famous speech. Standing where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his famous I Have a Dream speech, President Barack Obama reminded the crowd of the sacrifices made.
And because they kept marching, America changed. Because they marched, the civil rights law was passed. Because they marched, a voting rights law was signed.
Mr. Obama delivered the keynote of the commemoration.
I have a dream today.
A celebration of King's iconic speech and March on Washington. Tens of thousands of people of all ages and from across the nation packed the National Mall just as Bill Tate did in 1963. What do you think is the significance of a black president 50 years later?
It shows that we have made some progress.
The civil rights message of today has changed. Speakers address gay rights and women's rights, while others use the opportunity to weigh in on some of the more controversial issues of the day. Congressman John Lewis, the only speaker on Wednesday who shared the stage with Dr. King 50 years ago, faulted laws that he believes unfairly target minorities.
The scars and stains of racism still remain deeply embedded in American society. Whether it is stop and frisk in New York or injustice in the Trayvon Martin case in Florida.
Also addressing the crowd, former Presidents Jimmy Carter and Bill Clinton, who condemned the wave of new voter ID laws.
But a great democracy does not make it harder to vote than to buy an assault weapon.
But this was a call to action by the president, who pulled from the past to inspire the country into the future.
America, I know the road will be long, but I know we can get there. Yes, we will stumble, but I know we'll get back up. That's how a movement happens. That's how history bends.
This is Washington, so a lot of what happens here is filtered through a political lens, and noticeably absent from this event, the GOP. And according to roll call, Speaker John Boehner, Majority Leader Eric Cantor, the two most senior Republicans in the House, they were invited to speak, but declined.